Off around 1:30 this morning at a complex in the 3300 block of 15th Avenue South. That's near the Prairiewood Post Office. Scanner chat indicated a small kitchen fire was restricted to one unit there. Also, local breaking news this morning. People in a South Moorhead apartment building say they awoke to the smell of smoke around 3 o'clock this morning. It happened in the 900 block of 10th Avenue South near MSUM. Firefighters tell the Valley today someone left food on the stove. No major damage to that unit. A North Dakota woman is seriously hurt and could be facing charges in a car versus semi crash from over the weekend. The Highway Patrol says that 34-year-old Heather Blackston of Watford City was driving on Highway 1804 near Newtown Saturday morning when she crossed the center line and hit an oncoming semi head on. The semi driver was not hurt. A former Minnesota police officer is accused of having sex with a 16-year-old. 22-year-old Timothy Morgenstern is charged with criminal sexual conduct with a minor while in a position of authority and use of a minor in a sexual performance. In a criminal complaint filed on Friday, the student reported that the two developed a relationship at Rochester High School where Morgenstern worked as a coach, that they exchanged inappropriate messages and videos and then had sex. Morgenstern had been employed by the Rochester Police Department for less than a year. He was fired when the department learned of the accusations. Rochester police say the alleged sex crimes happened while he was off duty. It's another night of some serious street cleaning in Fargo. Crews still at it. Drivers moved out around 11 o'clock last night. They're scheduled to go until about 3 this afternoon. They're using our mild weather to clear the roads right down to the pavement. And they might want to clear them quickly. We have more snow expected. Summer Schnellbach tracking it all. Good morning, Summer.
Good morning, absolutely. And thankfully, they're taking advantage of the mild conditions, and we'll have that stick around for a couple more hours. Temperatures waking up on this Monday, widespread in the 20s to near 30 degrees, but we do have changes in the offing. Some of us already waking up to some fog this morning, especially west of the Red River. Meanwhile, just down to our south across South Dakota, we're seeing some snow and some wintry mix. That'll be lifting in from the south through the rest of today. So by tonight, we're going to see scattered snow continuing and accumulation in some areas. In fact, tomorrow we've issued a first alert weather day because most of the accumulation is going to be late tonight and overnight. And as folks head back to school or back to work tomorrow, that morning commute will be a little bit tricky. The Northern Valley right now, quiet, just seeing some overcast skies, but visibility is not the greatest. We're at a mile visibility in Roseau, 3 miles in Grand Forks, 1.25 miles your visibility up in Langdon. Meanwhile, the Southern Valley seeing some visibility issues as well. 1.5 miles in Oaks, visibility here in Fargo at 4 miles, 2 miles in Jamestown. And it's in the Southern Valley that radar is detecting some snow at this time. We've been seeing these radar returns over the last couple of hours, and we're starting to see more of it actually make it down to the surface. So for today, we're going to continue to see areas of scattered snow. It's going to be the most persistent through southeastern North Dakota. That's where I'm expecting a couple of inches of accumulation by the time this whole system exits tomorrow. It'll gradually taper off through the morning hours. Here's a quick look at what we're expecting for total accumulation. Good news is the rest of the week is looking much quieter.
Okay, and we'll keep in touch throughout the week as it goes on. Summer, thank you. 6:53 right now. 68 people are now confirmed dead after a passenger plane with 72 people on board crashed into a gorge while landing at a newly opened airport in a resort town in Nepal. Rescuers used ropes to pull bodies from that wreckage, parts of which were hanging over the edge of the gorge. One witness says he saw the aircraft spinning violently in the air and then fall nose first. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is condemning what he calls the Russian people's cowardly silence following a deadly missile strike on an apartment building. Several dozen people were killed, dozens more wounded, including children. The city's mayor says there is little hope of finding more people alive. The nation is honoring the legacy of civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today. It's the only federal holiday designated as a national day of service to encourage all Americans to volunteer in order to improve their communities. Dr. King is widely known for his I Have a Dream speech, where he rallied marchers in Washington, D.C., calling for better race relations. He also led several marches and events advocating for the civil and economic rights of African Americans. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee in 1968. And President Joe Biden, you see him there, became the first sitting president to deliver remarks at the famed Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia yesterday. That was King's home church. During his speech, Biden asked Americans to use Dr. King's legacy as a lesson in repairing divisions. And the Fargo Theater is hosting an event tonight honoring Dr. King as well. The Valley Today's Nishay Taylor is live in studio this morning with the details on honoring his legacy. Good morning, Nishay.
Good morning, Jordan. That's right. Tonight is Amuja 54, the MLK celebration. But joining me right now this morning is Fred Edwards. He is the organizer of the event. Fred, thank you so much for joining us this morning. First thing, tell us, for those who don't know, tell us, what does Umoja mean and what is the significance to Dr. King?
Absolutely. So Umoja in Swahili means to be one or unity. And so if you've ever followed Dr. Martin Luther King and his legacy and his family's legacy on the world, it is to bring people together to showcase and advocate for people who are left out or who may not seem like they matter. And so to showcase that throughout the Fargo community is super important. All
right, so you're bringing folks together tonight. So tell us what they can expect for tonight's event.
Yeah, so all of the events that we do with Fred's Dissonance are free. So they are low barrier events. We want everybody in the community to come out to enjoy those events. We'll have youth performers from every single Fargo Public High School doing spoken word, poetry, songwriting, storytelling. We have illustrations. We also have free things at the event. So we have free gifts every year, free t-shirts, free books, and a whole lot more things that I believe will allow everybody in the community to enjoy themselves. We also have awards for people in the community who are making an impact.
Awesome. So you're making an impact and Dr. King has made an impact. What would you like folks to walk away from? What kind of message would you like folks to walk away with for tonight's event?
Yeah, Dr. Martin Luther King said lead with love, but he also said lead with accountability. And so I think we have to have a balance of both. We can't just lead with love, we also have to have accountability. And I think both of those things make us a better people and a greater society.
All right, well, thank you so much, Fred. We really appreciate that. Tonight's event starts at 6:30 and runs through 8:30 p.m. at the Fargo Theater. All are welcome, so if you're looking for an event to go to tonight, you definitely want to go check it out at the Fargo Theater. Jordan?
Yeah, some good stuff there. The moral arc of the universe is long and it bends towards justice. Nishay, thank you. 6:57 right now. Pulmonary embolisms can be deadly and they can strike at any time. It's when a blood clot blocks and stops the flow of blood to an artery in the lung. One Fargo family knows the seriousness of PE all too well. Paula Brendan had a PE the night before Thanksgiving and had to be resuscitated. She was treated but died in late December. Now the signs of PE can vary, but they often include shortness of breath, chest pains, and fainting.
There really is no specific set of precautions that they could take other than staying active, beyond just, normal kind of healthy lifestyle.
PE is a life-threatening emergency. If you or someone you know is experiencing the symptoms without explanation, you should seek urgent medical attention. Now, besides shortness of breath, chest pains, and fainting, PE can also involve a cough with bloody mucus, irregular heartbeat, excessive sweating, clammy or discolored skin, and leg pain or swelling, and that's usually seen in the back of the lower leg. Inflation now taking a bite out of your Minnesota State Fair budget. Admission prices going up this year, however, just by $1. People 13 to 64 will now be paying $18 instead of $17 to get into the fairgrounds. For kids 5 to 12 and seniors 65 plus, the cost is now going up to $16. State fair officials say the increase is necessary because of rising costs in fair production, public safety, facilities upkeep, and other services like that free park and ride system. North Dakota U.S. Senator John Hoeven is in Fargo today to address the 110th State Grain Dealers Association's convention. Hoeven says he will outline his efforts in maintaining strong farm policy to benefit both agriculture producers and consumers. He's scheduled to speak at 1:45 this afternoon at the Fargo Holiday Inn. Well, this is a scary near miss. That's a reminder to everyone about school bus safety. A Wisconsin Sheriff's Office released this video of a child almost hit when someone blows right by the school bus. There you see the bus going to stop to pick up that child, and soon after a car goes out and around it. Right there it happened, just as the child was thankfully stepping onto the bus. That child was not hurt. However, police remind drivers to give kids plenty of room when you see school buses around. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up for you on the Fargo CW. Otherwise, have a happy and safe Monday, and remember to honor the legacy of Dr. King.